on emerging trends and advances in management, law, humanities, and social sciences. So, our Honorable President of Eudoxia University, the, the Vice President, Dr. Preeti, and the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Caleb Mayo, the Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Rajesh Kanur, the Registrar and Coordinator of this particular first conference, Dr. Sukhbinder Singh, and other Central Organizing Committee members, and my dear loving participants of this particular first international conference. Only yesterday night, I returned from Kerala after attending an international conference in literary arts and theory. But to be here in the global nexus, especially in Eudoxia, is homecoming for me. I feel at home whenever I begin a talk here in global Eudoxia Research University. My topic today is digital humanities and text analysis, integral ingredients in qualitative research design. The overview of my talk will be on, I start with the prologue, what are digital humanities, the story of digital humanities, what is text analysis in qualitative research, types of text analysis, key methods and tools for text analysis, challenges and ethical considerations, future of digital humanities and text analysis, and finally, I will end with an epilogue. So by way of the prologue, I would like to say here, digital humanities is a field that applies computational methods and digital tools to analyze and interpret humanities. Or I would even say, rather, humanities-related data like text, images, and what you call allowing the researchers to develop, explore data sets, uncover patterns, and find the thematic analysis there. That might be difficult for some research scholars if you use the traditional methods. So, digital humanities come in handy. At the same time, text analysis within digital humanities refers to the specific practice of using computer software to examine and extract meaning to analyze trends. When I say trends, the emerging trends, actually, the word-based analysis, emerging technologies through AI-powered tools, and all those things. And themes, patterns across corpus of text, often through techniques like word frequency, topic modeling, automatically identifying the hidden topics, and stylometry. Stylometry is a lexical feature, vocabulary reader, syntactic features, and semantic features. So with this, I go to my first heading, like, what are digital humanities? I think they have gone far. I think I have to go back to what are digital humanities? Now, what are digital humanities? It is an interdisciplinary field combining humanities and digital tools. In other words, it is a field of study that combines humanities and digital technologies to analyze, interpret, and present humanities research and data. They are behaviors and attitudes for pedagogy. They are behaviors and attitudes for pedagogy today. The digital humanities. It's emerging. They are methods. In fact, in the debates of digital humanities, in Matthew Cottingham, who has brought out that book, he says, digital humanities and tactical terms. He beautifully gives the phrase, digital humanities and tactical turns. No, it's a kind of a innovative turns takes place when you come to digital humanities. Or I can still go forward and say that they are experiments that use computation to engage with the intellectual emotions of humanities disciplines. It is an I would even say increasing centrality to research in the humanities. Increasing centrality to research humanities. They are empowering the promise of digital criteria, right? So that way, digital humanities are the leading edge of applying computer-based technology in the humanities, initially called humanities computing. The field has grown over the past 40 years or so and still growing. Now, what is this? It also enhances research, analysis, and interpretation of text by leveraging computational tools and methodologies. There is a kind of a text digitization and accessibility. In other words, it allows for the large-scale text digitization, right? And it also allows the historical literary texts made by the, what you call, accessible research tools worldwide. And there is a kind of a big database for the corpus creation. Scholars can compile, analyze massive text corpora across difficult languages at time during these time periods. Metadata analysis, digital tools enable rich tagging, annotation, text improving, categorization, and retrieving. That means the digital humanities, by blending technology and traditional humanities, digital humanity expands the scope of textual analysis, making scholarship more efficient, insightful, and effective. Now I move on to the story of humanities. This digital humanities, when I was pursuing the books, it came from the Italian Jesuit priest, Roberto Buzza. He is a pioneer in computational linguistics, a towering figure in the field of history. He continued to integrate digital methods and humanities scholarships. So what he did was, he contacted in 1940 Dr. Thomas Watson, the founder of IBM, and he discussed with him to convert the works of Thomas Aquinas into the digital form. Today, most of our literary philosophers, they take the cue from St. Thomas Aquinas from all his work. And what they did, both of them, he started supplying the sponsorship and everything. And he went into the research of collecting all the what you call the sources of St. Thomas Aquinas and called it Index Thomasticus. Index Thomasticus. They converted the works of entire works into digital form. Of course, it took more than 30 years to complete the fully digitized, lemmatized works of Thomas Aquinas. I tell you, today, Buza is a pioneer in this particular digital humanities, and he laid foundation for modern computational analysis, text analysis. Now that Index Thomasticus is available in world website, and today the researchers follow that massive textual analysis to continue their research in philosophy and theology. The role of, I move on to the next slide, the role of digital humanities in research today. Digital humanities, I think I can move on to the next slide. The digital humanities today incorporate key insights from languages and literature, history and music, media and communication, computer science and information studies to give a different new formats for research. In other words, it bridges traditional and digital methods. More recently, the interdisciplinary focus has widened to include the critical digital studies as well as fields more commonly associated with engineering, such as machine learning, database, data sciences, and artificial intelligence. It also expands to digital archives. Digital archives, when I say that, it creates access to digital archives by utilizing historical, literary, and cultural materials widely available and searchable by the interactive methods of the human research scholars. Digitization of texts and manuscripts, because today the mass screening of the texts, optical character of this research method, everything are kept in digital archives, and it gives access to multilingual research through digital archives. It enables large-scale text processing. When I say text processing, it comes from a text ingestion, or pre-processing, text indexing, and searchability. And this natural language processing also can be there in text processing. It enables advanced research, real-time data insights, and the automation of complex linguistic talks across various this natural language processing. So this text processing, one of the what you call important insights of digital humanities. It supports visualization and interpretation. When I say visualization, that there is a word-based visualization, the sentiment-based visualization, topic-based visualization, networks and relationship graphs, geographical mapping, geospatial mapping, And visualization, transforms the raw textual data into meaningful patterns and making it more accessible and insightful. And the interpretation in digital humanities, it's a process of making sense of data by uncovering meaning relationships that I came from the visualization itself. It goes deeper and deeper into the human behavior, experiences, and social phenomena. It goes beyond the surface level. It's not the kind of a surface analysis, but deeper analysis, and gives the findings. And this particular interpretation connects data to theory. It's an online scholarly databases, because today in the multidisciplinary research, we have to focus on multidisciplinary databases. We have open access databases, then citations and index databases, subject specific databases that has been done by the digital humanities, and interactive storytelling. It's a kind of a narrative technique. Of course, I can quote a lot of theories from the field of the English literature theory, starting from Aristotle, Vladimir Prab, Roland Barthes, Gerard Genet, and all those people. But this digital interactive, this one, it's a new theory which is coming up, which I am also going to use in training the students in the art of storytelling. See, it talks about how does the story progresses and what is the outcome of the story. It offers immersive experiences. You feel one with the story and you start giving your the cognitive theory there comes. And it revolutionizes how stories are told today, right? For everything. And the personalized storytelling becomes a narrative for everyone so that you can start the interest. So with this introduction to digital humanities and the role, I am going to the next topic, what is text analysis? Text analysis is a computational manual techniques to examine patterns in the text. When I say patterns, what you call the recurring themes, recurring the behavioral ideas, context, and all that, the patterns, right? The text analysis is a crucial aspect of digital humanities, as it enables researchers to analyze, interpret large collection of text using computational methods like text mining, natural language processing, corpus linguistics, and stylometry. I explained already all these 4 points. This is used in qualitative research for deeper insights. When I say deeper insights, it brings out the latent themes inside. It brings out the thematic patterns, structural patterns, narrative structure and progression, interaction and relational programs, and linguistic patterns. And we'll also see more of things in the next slide. You can see that text analysis and qualitative research helps you to identify themes analysis. That is, thematic patterns, structural patterns, narrative structure, interaction, and relation. I think you can go to the next slide. Relational patterns and linguistic patterns. Now, when I say this patterns, this will help you how to patternize your research for a particular area of the pattern you're exploring. And then when you talk about the relationship, it talks about semantic relationship, structural relationship, intertextual relationship, transtextual relationship, thematic relationship, and it can be achieved also through close reading. You can take the texts and analyze each word, metaphor, symbol, and everything by close reading, right? And it enhances interpretative depth in research to the extent that the researcher uncovers, analyzes, and explains the deeper meanings. You go deeper. That's what I call interpretative depth. Go into that and bring out a meaning. All right? And you can also structure your nuances of research beyond the surface level. So when you think of your interpretative depth, you can go to the deeper contextual reference, theoretical integrations, meaning, and reflexivity and triangulation in qualitative research. I think I want you to go to the next slide. Types of text analysis, content analysis, discourse analysis, and sentiment analysis. Content analysis is a systematic method for identifying and categorizing and quantifying the patterns in texts. Images are media. This content is focused on what is being communicated. Please remember that question word, what is being communicated in the content analysis. So where you can have the thematic coding in qualitative research, word frequency in quantitative, because it talks about the numerical methods, how many times the word is frequently used for a particular word. And discourse analysis, it's a qualitative method for examining how language is used in social, political, and cultural contexts. When content analysis focuses on what, discourse analysis focuses on how. How language structures are created, constructed. And it explores social structures, narratives, and communicative patterns. And the last one, sentimental analysis, it's a computational method detecting emotion, opinion, attitudes, and text. It focuses on emotional tone. It uses emotional tone. Actually, this natural language processing and in the social media analysis, you can use the sentiment analysis. So now I move on to key methods and tools for text analysis. You see, in text analysis, it follows qualitative and computational approaches. What is that? Qualitative, it focuses on meaning, content, interpretation, and deep understanding. This computational methodology or the approach, it's a technology and algorithms which process large data of the text. And I come to the close reading and distant reading. This close reading is a method of literary analysis. It involves the deeper, in-depth examination of a single text, or it takes an individual word. It takes a phrases, idioms, and stylisms. Whereas automatic processes, it takes up what you call the structure methods, and it talks about the use of algorithms, artificial intelligence, machine learning, large scale of text analysis, and all those things. Whereas the earlier close reading, it's a kind of a manual coding, that which I'm going to talk about that. Manual coding, now you can find out how many words are being used, the tones, the symbolism. For example, if you take Shakespearean sonnets, you can take it as a love sonnet. You can take it as a sonnet for his black beauty and all those things. You can take it like that. So that way, manual coding and automated processing will help you that way. You are doing manually, automatic processing, you are using the algorithms and artificial intelligence for large data of text analysis, whereas in manual coding, you can use a smaller text or single text. And what are the popular tools and software which are being used there? NVIO, a popular tool. It's a structured call for qualitative research. Atlas TI, it's a visualization of network. It's for qualitative coding. Or you can even call it qualitative data analysis. YN Tools, it's an online textual analysis tool. Mallet is a Java-based suite for tools for text analysis. In Python, by applying Python, you can have NLTK. NLTK is Natural Language Toolkit, NLTK. I think I want the next slide to be there. NLTK means Natural Language Toolkit. And there is also another Python space C, SPAC capital Y, say space C. It is an open source text library. Now I am coming on to the what you call the ethical and challenges and considerations. See, first thing is there may be a data bias and reliability. That's why I think when Dr. Surginder was talking about ChatGPT, you may get things, but see, there may be some systematic errors. That should not distract your findings of research. Please be very careful when you use ChatGPT and all, right? Now, but reliability, you have to show the consistency and accuracy in your research or in your findings. And the second point, challenges and ethical consideration, is over-reliance on algorithms. You see, when you take up your algorithms, of course, the algorithms are well-defined. You go step by step and all that. It can be predictable everywhere. Anybody who comes to your research, they can predict it. And, step by step, that you'll take a desired result. But over-reliance, it can lead to unintended consequences. It can also think of bias and indiscrimination. If you are reliant abundantly, then there will be lack of transparency. Your research should be transparent always. And, sometimes, even in decision making, there will be ethical concerns because there will be discrimination. Even in healthcare, when you are using artificial intelligence, don't try to give an advice to the doctors. You can support, but supporting in a different way. So these are the challenges and ethical control. And of course, you also have interpretation complexities. What is that interpretation complexities? As I told you in the beginning, interpretation is a crucial step in digital humanities. But in the social sciences, ambiguity in language, subjectivity in bias, and cultural and contextual difference, and even the figurative languages, you should give a proper and right interpretation. And when I come to ethical concerns, it is all talk about challenges, data privacy. Data privacy is a matter of ethics. Please remember that. In security and law, it's governed by security and law. It's a fundamental human right, data privacy, information privacy. So please remember, you should definitely take the access of law and security and give the proper data outside. And even copyright and accessibility. Copyright and accessibility, there is a law which says it should be available to humans who are born with disabilities. A deaf man, a blind man, a man who cannot walk and all that, right? Polio attacked people. For all those people, you should have accessibility. You should also have transparency in methodology. It should give a detailed description of the research design. It clearly should say the steps, decisions, judgments, and all kind of research study you have taken. Or in general, you can say the research design you have to give transparently, and then it should be trustworthy. It should improve the credibility of the research, support decision making. Today, as our Honorable President was saying, AI is pervading everywhere. So naturally, as long as the digital technologies develop, the future directions of digital humanities will be taking a new methods. AI and machine learning, they learn patterns from the data, machine learning. In text analysis will be there, but you have to be very careful. You know, you will be expanding, as I said, the digital archives and open access research. Definitely it will be coming up. There will be vast growth of this digital humanities and text analysis. There will be interdisciplinary collaborations for deeper insights. You know, transtextual analysis, cross-disciplinary research, all these can be supported by this particular growth of future digital humanities and text analysis. So by way of conclusion or epilogue, I would like to say digital humanities and text analysis definitely will enhance the qualitative research. At when computational traditional methods, when they are balancing, it should be a proper key. Based on that, you have to continue your research. I thank everyone who have participated in, and also the entire administrative team for allowing me to give this opportunity. Thank you very much.